Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining this open session. Glad to see your faces and your names. We're waiting for more people at the meeting, but we're starting now. Thank you to everyone that was on time. And also thank you for the patience, because in June, we didn't do any open session. I was a little bit out for health issues. Now I'm back now. And Luis also had some family issues. Anyways, things happened, and now we are back. And for today, I wanted to propose a topic which is really close to my heart, which is how we exist as an organization, as Cambiatus, right? The previous open sessions, we were discussing about the different communities that are members of Cambiatus too. We talked about Verdes, Play for Change. We learned about a Gel with Mahider, she's here now too. About Mura. And for today, the idea is to talk a little bit about Cambiatus in general as an organization. We all are members of Cambiatus in different, let's say, capacities or with different characteristics. And it's important that everyone understands how that works, or at least how is it working until now, because it's something that is evolving, right? It's something that is being created over time and by us. So that's the topic for today, a little bit of governance, how Cambiatus works, what is CMBX, what is CMB-GO. If you have seen the invites for these events at the end, so it says you can claim your CMB-GOs. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that, what it is, how you do it. Again, for those that are new, so you can do it for the first time. If you already done it at least once and you only have one CMB-GO, then you can earn more and understand what that means. Okay, so that's the session for today. And as a starting point, as always, our check-in, which is, oops, let me just have more people here. How you're feeling. We always have like a basic check-in, which is how you're doing today and where are you, right? For these open sessions, it's always fun to say, where are you in the world? Because people are probably going to watch this video later. It's fun to see where you are. So your name, where are you in the world? If you are a member of Muda or Verdes or a Gel or a designer or developer, you can say that too. But for the check-in today, I have a special activity. So I'm going to show you some words, some phrases. And let me just share here. I'm going to show you some. Here they are. Let me know if you can see this. Good. Yes. Can you see it, Remiro?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So here are some phrases that describe different things. I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes to read them. And for the check-in, I'm going to ask you to choose one or to mention one that maybe it's more interesting for you, or that reminded you of something, or that sounds important for you, or if maybe you have a story related with that phrase, or maybe you don't understand it. That's also important. So say your name, where are you from, and choose one of these and comment something very short about it. What it feels, if it inspires you to say something, to share something, a story or a thought. Okay, so let's have a couple of minutes to read them carefully, and then we will start sharing. I'm going to try to do this. Let's see if it works. because the other day we were doing this with Figma. The design team did a fantastic presentation at the workshop. And then I said, oh, poor Miro, it has also some tools. So let's try it. Let's see if it works. Okay. So we have 2 minutes. Read and choose. Hello, Thomas, welcome. Are you there? Okay, thanks up. Okay, thank you, everyone. Let's see what happened. Okay, let's start our check-in. Welcome, Thomas. We are starting our check-in now. What we are doing is we were reading these little post-its. I'm going to leave them on the screen for you to read them. We were choosing one to comment on our check-in. So our check-in is your name, where are you from, where are you at the moment, if you're a member of a Gelgel or Muda or a designer or developer, and a comment on one of these post-its. Okay, something that inspired you, or maybe you don't understand it and you want to ask about it. Okay, so I'm going to start, and my name is Carla. I'm in Costa Rica, and I am the co-founder of Cambiatus and a member also of, I think, all the communities. And the post-it that I chose is this one, the one that talks about co-ops, because my country in Costa Rica, we have a lot of co-ops. We have a really strong cooperative movement. And my grandma actually was the founder of one of the oldest and biggest co-ops, workers' co-ops here in Costa Rica, called Cope Servidores. So it's something that has always ring the bell, makes sense. So I'm really excited to see parts of that movement into what we do in Cambiatus. Okay, and I'm nominating Luca.
I was wishing you nominate me, Carla. It was the power of thought connection, you know. Hi everyone, Luca here. I'm in São Paulo right now. Hopefully not for long. I've been saying that for like 2 years now, right?
Come to Costa Rica.
Yeah. I feel the country calling me, you know. I'm especially excited this morning. Yesterday, I had a wonderful time experimenting with new peer-to-peer technologies. In a pinch, I would say that it's like blockchain, but even more decentralized. So it's something that maybe the computers are not ready yet to it, but there's some experimental projects going on, and just been so cool to talk about it. And about the post-its, I think the one that got me got my eye was making decisions transparently. Uh, I mean, this is right now on other topics and explorations we are doing on Cambiatus, which we're doing a lot. This one has a special place in my heart because, uh, well, it's something that we've been trying to work on tools on how to make decision making, but more importantly than that, tools that allow you to review it after a time. So how a decision was made, which person participated on it, why they chose they try to make the decision, who answered for what part, because uh, I mean in life we do take decisions all the time, but it's not every opportunity that we can actually review it and revisit it and making sure it's not about actually doing the review, but being able to do it, being able to have this traceability of how an organization grew over the years. And of course we do have this, we do are able to track back and look back, but it would be awesome to have like a way of doing that that allow us to really get in the context of the time and not go only by memory. So this is something that interests me a lot in Cambiatus, and something that I've been looking forward to keep exploring. I mean, it's super fun. And I will nominate, let me see, Karian.
Oh, Luca, that mind power thing is just working again. Hi, I'm
It is,
Karin.
man.
I'm from South Africa. I'm a member of Cambiatus, and the one that really stood out for me was contribution can be on-chain, off-chain, one-time, or recurring. That for me is truly the thing that distinguishes this from being a technology solution to being a social and economic solution. This is something that works in the world. This isn't a technology offering. The technology merely facilitates it. And that's part of the magic of this, is the fact that it is a true community, not just a service that you access online. It touches people's lives in the real physical world, which I think is incredibly important. And I am going to hand over to Luisa.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Luisa. I'm talking to from Rio de Janeiro, and I'm parting from the community build team. And I'm really excited for today's session. And I want to choose the liquidity pool post-it because I'm new to Cambiatus and I don't know much about it. So it seems quite complex to me. And I want to know more. So I will choose this and I will pass to Mateus.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mateus. I'm speaking from Florianópolis, the south of Brazil right now. And I'm part of the dev team on CMBX. The post-it I'm going to choose is the value purpose aligned organization, because it's something that struck me a lot when I first entered Cambiatus. I'm still not so new anymore, but still kind of new on the whole community. And it's something that's really stuck to me when I first saw my first open session, which was with Agilgil, with Mahida. And it was something that really stuck with me, and I thought it was something really beautiful. And it's something that you don't see in every organization. It's not something that's mainstream, that the core purpose of the company is so aligned with what it does. And it's something really different, and something that stuns me until this moment. It's just something that stuck with me. And since I've talked about her, I'm gonna pass on to Mahida.
Oh, Mahida just sent me a message that she's on the street at the moment, so she can talk. Maybe you can choose someone else. Maybe Mahida can join us in a second.
Okay, then I'll go to Juliana.
Thank you, Mateus. My name is Juliana. I talk from Eusébio, Ceará, in the Ceará. I belong to to the Cambiatus UX design and community building team. And I choose the same post-it of Luca choose. Make decision transparently. I like this phrase because in the corporate world, decisions are made and enforced. No matter what you think, you just have the follow the rules and make decisions transparent. This is humanism. This is humanism. Yes. I don't know if it's correct, but it's like humanizar para mim, sabe? It's humanism for me.
Yeah, it's making things more human.
Yes. Yeah, so I like this. And I pass to Rafa.
Thanks, Juliana. I'm Rafa. I am speaking from Sweden. The summer here is killing me. But today it's surprisingly nice and cold, so I'm happy and energized without all the heat. And the post-it I would choose is actually the same that Juliana and Luca chose. I think this one really stands out for me because, oh yeah, I forgot to say I work as a UX designer in Cambiatus. And working in this industry, it's quite interesting to see how we are shifting our mindset, not only when it comes to organization, but also when it comes to the product we deliver to our users. And people are starting to be aware of all the data stolen, data theft, and how companies are actually using your data. And I know in this post we're talking about decisions, but I think this transparently making decisions goes in Cambiatus on top of the organization and goes down to our product. And I think that's a beautiful exploration and goes against the wave that we're seeing with companies like Facebook and other big corporations. So I think that's a lovely experiment that we can do in Cambiatus. And I'll pass to Alicia.
Thank you, Rafa. Hi, everyone. I'm Tricia. I'm a part of Cambiatus community, also the team from community building. I'm speaking from Rio de Janeiro right now. I'm feeling good today, just a little bit tired because I traveled all night to get here, but I'm feeling good. And the post-it I choose is Vagabond Style, just because I love the way we work and how we can cope it with our personal lives. And we are more flexible, and also it makes us more responsible with our compromises, our commitments. So that's awesome. I love this. Yeah, that's it. I pass it on to Luis.
Hello, pura vida, everyone. I am Luis. I'm talking from Vila Velha, Espírito Santo, Brazil. Well, I'm going to talk about Vagabond Style, even though, you know, it could be being member of multiple DAOs and stuff, but I like the Vagabond Style because I think the vagabonding trip that we went to in 2019 was incredible. It was an experience to get together, spend some time in Costa Rica, talk about, you know, very profound things related to the vision of Cambiatus. And at this point and stage, we are actually implementing a lot of those visions, like the Natus system, the governance system, and like opening up the governance and stuff that, you know, back in the day when we were talking, they were just ideas, and now seeing that those ideas 3 years later, they are becoming concrete and becoming reality in a very nice vagabond way, you know, without anyone having to compromise their health, their well-being. Of course, we all have our ups and downs, you know, it's part of human life. But I see Cambiatus as a very different organization because, you know, we have this vagabonding culture, and I think this is what really makes us stand out of the crowd. You know, that's the very different thing, and all the rest is just a consequence of, you know, staying true to our culture, our beliefs, and our values. So this is how why I would like to highlight. Let me see who didn't go yet.
I think we have
Thomas?
Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas. I think Thomas didn't go.
Hi there, everybody. Good to be here. I think I chose the knowledge participation-based decision-making. For me, that's just a huge challenge for my organization, Tier Fund, which is working with Cambiatus in the Agilgil currency in Ethiopia. Because we do a lot of community envisaging, where communities envisage what they want to do, and they use their own resources to do what they want to do. We don't determine what they want to do. They could build a school, they could run a health clinic, they could do whatever they like, but we get them to envisage that. And that's quite close to the Cambiatus philosophy. At the same time, we do institutional development funding, where a donor says there's this pot of money available, and if you do X, Y, and Z, then you'll get the money. And in those programs, I don't think we do enough of this participation-based decision-making. I don't think we co-design those programs with the people who are participants in those programs and who we expect will benefit from them. And I think that's something that Cambiatus does, which sticks with me and which I'm bringing into discussions within my own organization. And I just say, I'm very tempted by the vagabond style, because we're not a vagabond style. My organization is not a vagabond style organization. And so that begs the question, when you meet an organization which is completely different, what do you have to learn, or could you evolve to become more vagabond-like and really get benefits from it? So just say this whole space is a great learning space for me, and I think important for my organization. And I don't know who to pass on. Who's missing?
Thank you, Thomas. Enrique, or will you?
I haven't gone yet.
Yeah, please, Enrique, go.
So, hey, I'm Henrique. I'm also in Florianópolis, south of Brazil. I'm part of the developer team at Cambiatus. And I think we have a favorite, because I'm also choosing making decisions transparently. Because I think, like probably everyone, I have a little bit of FOMO, or fear of missing out. And being able to just see everything that's being decided, everything that's happening in the entire organization, it's just amazing for me. And I think even if it's, for example, community building, which is not my area, I can learn from them making decisions just by watching them. And that's really valuable to me. And like Juliana and Rafa said, it's a whole different world of like the corporate world, where you just get handed an order and you do it, and you don't know why, you don't know any reasons, who came up with that. We here at Cambiatus, everyone takes part in the decisions. Everyone knows why and what's happening. So I think that's just very nice, very beautiful, and I really love it. I think everyone's gone now, right?
Yes, thank you, Enrique, and everyone. That was fantastic. Thank you all for sharing. As you imagine, or as you felt, all of these post-its are part of what we do in some way, right? They are reflected in different parts of how we work or how we collaborate and how we are connected as members of Cambiatus. So thank you all for sharing. I think you already did all the content. I'm just going to review a little bit and show you where to find information as a member. I'm going to share the link to this Miro so you can all see it and revisit it later. And I'm going to just show a little bit of the story. So, you know, as everyone here knows, we are all members of Cambiatus. In Cambiatus, as some of you mentioned, or for example, Tom has said, is an organization a little bit different from others, right? There are many types of organizations, and I truly believe that every context and every group of people has a different set of values, what is important for them in that specific context, and they should be able to create an organization that reflects that, right? We shouldn't be compelled to all follow the same structure, right? When you work in technology as we do, or when you create some piece of technology as we do as part of what Cambiatus does, usually we're called a startup, right? And the startups have a really specific set of structures that supposedly must follow, or steps. And when we started with Cambiatus, I had experience in Silicon Valley. I spent 4 months in California working towards creating the first version of Cambiatus, immersed in the context of venture capital and startups and unicorns and all that stuff. And all that is really powerful, but it's not for everyone. I really felt it was not for me, at least, or not for the type of organization Ranulfo and I wanted to create. And then I stumbled upon this community called Exit to Community, which is a group of people actually experimenting with different types of governance, with different types of organizations, exploring how other people are doing their organization and learning from each other. And I want to share here in this little piece, you can find the link to the, actually this is the PDF, you can actually read it here or download it. We are actually featured in this little booklet as Cambiatus, but I wanted to show you this little phrase. It says, exit to community, and I'm going to explain that in a second, is a strategy in the making. Like what we were saying, it's all in the making. We are in the frontier here of other types of organizations. So we are making history, we are creating the new, we are experimenting. We are like in a lab, right? Creating the new mix and other mix for organizations. So it's in the making, which means it's experimental, which means we don't have all the answers, which means we have a lot of questions instead of answers, which is good. Okay, so that's first. Second is a different kind of story. And I love that, a different story. We're storytellers, story creators, right? One that connects, and this is a really important word, connecting people. Everything that I'm going to share in a second, it's related with how we connect to each other. And meaning connecting founders, people that started something like me and Ranulfo. They use the word workers, but I mean, I don't know, contributors is the word, something that I love to use. People that uses whatever you create, people that invests or contributes money to, people that promote it, friends, right? And what they say is a better kind of startup, right? So creating solutions for people in a better way, let's say, right? And its end game, the end goal, is to be a long-term asset for the community, co-own it, co-govern it by those who give it life. And this is really important because if you know the startup environment, the end goal of a startup, what is the end goal of a startup? What do you think? Anyone?
The Silicon Valley model is to make an exit, right?
To make an exit. And what making an exit means?
Selling to a fund or doing an IPO, selling to investors, basically.
Selling to someone, exactly. And here, what they are proposing is instead of exit to someone else that is going to buy your whatever you created, the proposal is to exit to the community. It means transferring this governance, this ownership, this decision making to the people that uses whatever you're creating. So that's the journey in which we are. Okay. Until here, any comments or questions? Good. Okay. So I highly recommend to explore the booklet and to explore the Miro. So all these little words that we use at the beginning in our check-in, we are going to kind of discover them in what I'm going to show you. So, for example, you said, let's say, I'm going to choose this one, which is being member of multiple DAOs, and I'm going to choose fair, transparent compensation and contribution in different ways. I'm going to choose these three, and I'm going to move them over here. We're going to talk a little bit about this. So first, member incentives. So we all here are members of Cambiatus, and roughly let's say three groups. Most of us actually are, we have the three little tags or the three roles. Now that we are working on the roles for Cambiatus and for the app, I think those are the roles we are. So we have three. We have members that are, I'm going to show you this. We have members that are contributing services to Cambiatus. For example, Juliana is contributing UX, UI development, also in the community building team. For example, Luca is contributing software development capacities and his knowledge on how to build smart contracts and how to structure the app, etc. Right? So we have members contributing services, and these are the members that are more on a daily basis behind the scenes, creating the app, creating the documentations we use for example, for the co-design process, facilitating the co-design process, designing the website, creating contents for the blog. For example, Crisia, she writes and creates content for the blogs in Cambiatus, etc. So we have people contributing services. Then we have members that are learning and participating, and because of that, they can make decisions later. And this should be everyone here. So everyone, we are here in these open sessions. We all are learning about Cambiatus. We all are participating in at least one community, or you are a member of Agelgel, or you are a member of Verdes, or you are a member of CMBX, or you are a member of Play for Change, right? So you are participating somehow actively in a community in Cambiatus. So you have the yellow tag too, or the yellow row. And then you have people that are contributing money to what we call the liquidity pool, which is our community fund or share fund. We probably should find a better name for liquidity pool, but that's the name we're using now. Okay, so people that are contributing money. For example, here, Karim has contributed to the liquidity pool. Myself, I have contributed to the liquidity pool. I think almost Enrique has contributed to the liquidity pool, and he also is a developer, so he is also in the green group. Okay, so we have a mix. You should at least be in one of these roles. At least the yellow one is the pretty basic, or the general, let's say. And then you should be also contributed to the liquidity pool at least with $1. This is a call for all members to contribute at least $1 and up. We have members like, for example, Lele from Mura that contributed a bigger amount, and we have members that have contributed $1 or $10. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so these are the three main types of members that we have. And for the first two types of members, CMB members contributing services and members contributing or participating or learning, we have created two types of social currencies or tokens in Cambiatus. Okay, so this, which is probably you look at it and you say, oh, this is pretty simple. It's actually pretty amazing because we are using, as Cambiatus members, we are using the tool that we are creating and offering and using with the communities also for the organization. In English, you have they have a phrase that says eating your own dog food. I don't know, in Sugarworth Foundation, they say that a lot, that which is, okay, you create this, you use it, and it's really fun because we are using Cambiatus, we have also had the vision and the experience, and now we have improved a lot of other things that we haven't seen before. But okay, so for members that are contributing services, we have CMBX. And for members that are learning, participating, you can earn CMB-GO. So I want someone that is part of the CMBX community. Could you please explain how CMBX works quickly? Someone? At least how you use it. Pretty easy.
I can explain. Yeah, so CMBX, we designed it as our, let's say, our stable coin. The letter X comes from transactions. So it's a token that, or a complementary currency that we use as our stable coin or a token with parity to the US dollar. Because then we can use it to, pay for any service that was contributed to Cambiatus. And we can also use to invest in the, I am suggesting to change the name from liquidity pool to community fund or community pool, whatever. So yeah, we can use it to invest. We can use it to, basically transfer value within the Cambiatus ecosystem.
And how you use it, Luis, in any given month?
Well, I use it to claim my monthly contribution. I used it to pay for the financial resilience course. I used it to invest in the community fund. Yeah, 3 different ways.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Luis. Fantastic. So the people that are more in a daily basis contributing services, like monthly contributing to Cambiatus, giving services to Cambiatus, every month they can claim an amount of CMBX according to the amount of energy that they contributed to Cambiatus. Okay, I'm going to show a little bit more about that in a second. And then they hold their CMBX. They know 1 CMBX is equal to $1. In this case, is exchangeable. So if they want to have, instead of CMBX, I don't know, a little bit of Bitcoin or USD or another crypto, they can do it. They can do that. So from the liquidity pool, this amount of money we have, if you have 10 CMBX and you want 10 USD, you can have that. So kind of exchanging and then use it outside of Cambiatus. But as we said, he can also, for example, Crisia, always, for example, every month she can claim an amount of CMBX. She always saves a little bit, and now she has an amount of CMBX in her account that she can use to pay for the courses, okay, that are available in the community. So that's a way to pay and fairly compensate people that is giving services. I'm not going to go super deep into this, but I'm not going to show you this document where you can find information. And the idea is that we're going to have another session in the future to explore a little bit further, right? But CMBX here, you can find some really cool documents. You will see that we have a co-design guide, exactly the same as every community has one, Muda, Agelgel. Actually, Agelgel is in this moment, we are in the redesign mode. So we are revisiting the co-design. So for CMBX, we also did a co-design, which you can explore here. You can see all the agreements that we have. Everyone that is providing services, they can claim every month, and they need to share a document like this, expressing the highlights of the month, what they did, what were the contributions during the month. They submit that as an action, and then everyone else will vote and approve. As you know, claim works in Cambiatus, and you will get your CMBX. Here in this document, there is a profile of all the people that are in CMBX. Not everyone. I want to invite Luisa and Mateus to add their profiles, which are missing. I think Crisia's too, the newest members, and the oldest ones. Please go and revisit, and maybe your profile has changed a little bit. And we are going to do something similar for all members. It's fun to have a way to get to know each other a little bit better. So you can find that there. And this is an example of how CMBX works. Usually we have here all the faces. I removed them because this video is going to YouTube, and I didn't ask the other members before if I could share how much they are claiming from Cambiatus. I didn't want to do it. It's an example. So for example, in CMBX, all the people that are members of CMBX, we got together and we decided that we will have 3 groups. The people that was contributing a lifetime investment every month will get 1,000 CMBX of compensation at the end of the month. People that is investing a medium level of energy, let's say, 2,000 CMBX, and people with a strong amount of energy put into Cambiatus, 3,000 CMBX per month. So we have a monthly budget, and it's distributed between the people we have and the roles. Everyone decides. We do this openly so everyone knows how much everyone else is claiming and why. And they can also move. We had the example of, for example, Elton. He was in one group, and then he decided to reduce a little bit the energy in Cambiatus because he needed to put some energy some other project, and he did it, and he is still contributing. And then that freed a little bit of funds to have new people in the team, right? So that's how it works. And every 3-4 months, approximately, we review this, we see if there are changes, and we see if the budget is still the same, and we make adjustments together and choose. Me and Ranulfo as founders, we decided not to claim any CMBX. We contribute anyways. And we have other people that are kind of on demand. So if we need them, we can call them to do something specific. Okay, this is CMBX, and we review it. For example, now for the second time, half of the year, we will have a revision of this and see how it's working. Okay, this is CMBX. And any questions until here? Any comments? Yeah. Okay. If you have any questions, you can put it on the chat. This is basically how CMBX works. Then we have CMB-GO, which is for all of us. Every time you participate in one of these sessions, every time you complete one of the actions that are defined in CMB-GO, you can claim one of these tokens. And as CMBX gives you the right to cash out to crypto, right? The CMBX is, you can exchange it by crypto if you want. CMB-GO is not exchangeable. It doesn't have an equivalence to dollars. It allows you to vote. It allows you to make decisions in Cambiatus. And this is experimental. We have been doing some experiments with CMB-GO that I'm going to share. And it's been fun. And this is an experiment that we want to invite all of you to join to. So we are going to have open sessions with voting to start playing with how to use your CMB-GO, which is very, because of that, it's really important to claim CMB-GO. So you have some, and then you can vote. If you get to a voting session with 0 CMB-GO, what happens? You cannot vote, right? So this is really important. Okay, so if you want to learn a little bit more about CMB-GO, you can go here, the second area here. You can explore the code design guide, which has all the actions that are there. We did a revision recently, You can also add comments to this document if you as a member have suggestions, if you want to suggest a change or maybe add an action, you can do it. And if you are not member of CMB-GO, you can join at any point. So I'm going to share, if you're not a member of CMB-GO, just let us know and we'll send you an invite link to join. Okay, this is only for Cambiatus members. And the experiment we have been doing is with something like this. So this is an example of one of the first, this is the second actually, one of the first voting exercises we did in one of the sessions with CMBX members. We wanted to add Luisa as part of the team. That was a proposal by Luis. So he had to craft this proposal. So he said, well, I'm going to add Luisa as member. These are the voting details for the session, which was kind of a game. So we had 15 minutes to call. You had to be on the Zoom call, and you had to have at least one CMB-GO. And we needed at least 2 people that are working on the liquidity pool to vote. And then Luis did a little description, and then we voted. And these were the people that was present in the Zoom. Some of them didn't have any CMB-GO. For example, at the moment, Rafa, Hanufo, and Diana at zero CMB-GO. At least I think Diana was not in the meeting, so they were not able to vote. And the other members, they had some CMB-GO, which is here in this post-its, and they all voted yes, right? And during the process, sometimes you can vote yes, sometimes you can vote no, if you don't agree with the proposal, or you can also vote I don't know, which means I need more information. I don't know enough to make a decision. And if we have a lot of I don't know, in this case, Luis, that was making the proposal, he can change it a little bit, explain better, clarify. If you have questions, you can add them here. He will clarify the questions, and we will do another voting, and maybe at the end, you will get a more definite result and a more definite response. Right? This is a first experiment we have been doing. I think we have done like 4 or 5 voting proposals the last weeks. And my idea is to have one of these proposals on an open session so you can all participate and vote. And after doing this exercise with these inputs and seeing the dynamic, we can design this into the app. So imagine having this into Cambiatus, and then you can make a proposal. Oh, I want to change an action in the community, and people will vote, and then the action is applied, right? So this is really exciting things that are coming for Cambiatus that are actually emerging from these experiments. Okay, this is CMB-GO. Anyone here, is anyone here not a member of CMB-GO? All of you are already, right? So this is a homework for everyone. If you have 0 or 1 or 2, go to CMB-GO and claim at least the action that corresponds to today, because you are part of, let me see if I'm logging to show you. Yes. So you can hold, I think this is it. This is the dev. Yes, I think this one. Okay, if you, for example, this is our monthly session, you should edit here to call it open session. You can claim this after the session today, and you will get 5 CMB-GOs, right? You can share a little screenshot of the session, a photo of the middle word, and then you will claim this, and everyone else will approve it, and you will have 5 CMB-GOs. Okay, please explore. There are other options here to learn, to participate. And right now, people that are in the financial resilience course that Ranulfo is starting a new batch. So if you are interested in joining again or doing, or you don't know your status with the last course, please ask Ranulfo. You have the chance to participate and earn more CMB-GO by learning about the financial resilience. Okay. So those were the two elements, CMBX and CMB-GO. And the last one, which is before finishing, we have 5 minutes. The last one is members that are contributing to the liquidity pool or community fund. So if you already contributed to the liquidity pool, at the end of the year, at the end of this year, all the members that contributed to the liquidity pool, we are going to gather. We are going to analyze a little bit the liquidity pool and decide if we want to distribute 10% of that between all of us, proportionally to what everyone contributed, right? We can also vote not to do that this year and do it next year. If we want to give it a little bit more time to mature, that's also possible. And at the end, when we create the CMB token or the Cambiatus token, if you have contributed to the liquidity pool, you will get some Cambiatus tokens proportionally also to your contributions in time, okay? So this is the liquidity pool. Everything is experimental. The liquidity pool is even more experimental. The first time we do it, right? So you can find more information here at the end. Some of the steps that we didn't, we started with this and it's paused. We decided not to do it. Then we opened a liquidity pool in November last year. Many of you contributed. This is the liquidity pool agreement. You can read it again, which are the terms that we have decided. And here, really important, you can explore. If you open this, sorry, you can see all the details of how we are using the money, how much is it on the liquidity pool at the moment, who have contributed. And I added here this because probably we should open again contributions now in August because we have new members and we have still time until the end of the year. So probably we are going to open again the liquidity pool. So if you want to contribute more, you can contribute CMBX, you can contribute crypto, you can contribute fiat in the amount that you want, $1 up. And then the third step will be at the end of the year, having this liquidity pool meeting and vote, right? And decide what are we going to do for the next year. So this is what is coming for the liquidity pool. In the meantime, the liquidity pool is being managed by Ranulfo with my help. And we are training, many of us are in training on the financial resilience courses to be able to contribute to the liquidity pool management. At the moment, me and Juliana, we are in the advanced course, and then we have other people in the first and second levels. So it depends on you, and if you participate and learn, maybe you will be participating in how we invest the liquidity pool and how we use that money, okay? So if you see all these things, we have the DAO issues, objectives, and actions is represented in CMB-GO. We have objectives, actions that you can claim. The transparency everywhere, but in CMBX is pretty clear that everyone knows how much everyone is making. The collaborative, the membership, the co-op part of it is really clear in the member diversity that we have. The liquidity pool, which is financial resilience, is over here. Vagabond style is everything, everywhere. You see, it's really simple. This is CMB-GO, knowledge-based participation. If you learn, if you participate, you have voting power and you can participate in the experiments. And everything is aligned with our purpose, which is create things that are solve the problems in a way that is accessible to everyone. And financial resilience is at the key. So this is what I had to share today. I think we are reaching the hour, but I want to open the mic. If everyone has questions, comments, doubts, this is the moment. We can have extra 10 minutes if you can keep around for a little bit more. And if you have any questions, it's open. I want to read some comments that are in the chat. One from Juliana. She says, CMB-GO, I see CMB-GO as a tool that guides the knowledge we need to have. And through that knowledge, we are able to vote. This shows the strength that knowledge has. Exactly, you. That's great thought. Okay. Any questions, any comments? That was a general overview for everyone to be able to navigate this as a member and to see the different elements of part we have. Luis, please.
I have a comment. Since, you know, the CMB-GO is an innovation from Cambiatus, in the sense that you don't actually see that a lot in other DAOs. Usually DAOs have an association with the economic power and the governance power. And I think it's important to highlight that the CMB-GO is an effort for us to detach economic power from governance power, and to make sure that Cambiatus is still going to be governed by those that actually use the software, that actually understand the communities, that understand the needs, and have the proper I'm going to say culture, because I think, you know, the knowledge, it's not necessary. Like if you only have the knowledge, it doesn't have the culture, then that is not enough. So I think the, you know, culture in the sense of knowledge applied and, you know, put it into practice. So to make sure that, you know, those that govern the decisions are the ones that are more engaged in the community, and despite their financial contributions. Of course, for the ones that are making financial contributions, that are other benefits, and, you know, it's not that we're not incentivizing those that contribute, but we're just creating different incentives. And I think this is a very nice experiment. I don't have any other benchmark. I don't know of any other DAO experimenting things like this. I remember that we got this concept from the epistocracy, which is like a Greek model of governance, which was governed by the knowledge, right? So I just think it's important to highlight that, Carla, because, you know, since we designed it and we had that in mind, and I think, you know, for everyone that is sort of new into this DAO thing, a lot of DAOs fail nowadays because of the economic power that a lot of whales have. So they just concentrate tokens, they concentrate power, and they, you know, are able to just do whatever they want with the projects or protocols or whatever, organizations as a whole. So we wanted to make sure that we would become resilient to those situations.
Thank you, Luis. Exactly. Well, the decision of separating governance from money contribution, I think, was a really important step in when we decided to create Cambiatus. Exactly because of that. It's a learning from what happened to other DAOs and the challenges. I'm not sure. I cannot say that the way we're doing it is the only way. As I said at the beginning, there are different types of DAOs and different organizations and different COPs or different contexts. In our case, didn't make sense to have decision making tied to money, right? Tied to knowledge makes a lot more sense to us. Much more powerful. And as you said, having people that actually is involved in the community, they understand how it works, making the decisions, instead of people that is not so active. It's a really different, more powerful approach. I'm sharing the Miro link with everyone here, and if and to the list the invite invite to this event. Okay, any comments, any questions? Good. Well, thank you, everyone. We are going to share this on YouTube so everyone can release it. You will get the Miro board so you can explore, if you're a member, all the documents. I forgot to share something, the last thing at the end, I did right, you will find it. This that is called docs. So as a member, we have a lot of documents that we have been crafting during the last year, the member agreements, the community guidelines, code of conduct. This actually is on the website publicly. The members agreement we use for communities and other documents that needs a lot of work. But they are published, for example, the terms of service. This is in draft mode. Actually, we are not using this, and the personal data, which is online. So you can see here the last day we updated this document. So some of them really need a revision, but it's an invitation to every member to kind of explore, see what is there. All the documents, you can add comments, questions, and someone will answer. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We are closing here. I'm going to ask you to do a quick checkout in the chat. How are you feeling at the end of the session? And if someone has a pressing need and you want to say it out loud, you can also. The mic is open. We have Tricia feeling great. Enrique, thanks for the overview. It was great to review that we've been working so hard on. Right on. Feeling grateful, Luis, to participate in such an amazing organization. Mahider said insightful. Thomas said inspirational. Juliana says grateful, Carla. Brigada. Luca, excited and thankful is a work in progress that gets more beautiful every day. Yay, I agree. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm happy. You will see this on YouTube soon and see you in the next one. Remember to claim your CMB-GO.
Thank you, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.